Welcome to DeckSpeed build, where I'll explain and showcase a deck in a quick and concise video alongside a sample game so you can have all you need to start playing. For the pilot episode, we'll look at Door Stock Soul Haruhi post power up set, because I sure love gambling. Wow, something there isn't Bank Dream in this channel for once. With the power-up sets finally in English, I figured I should try one of them, and the cards in Haruhi definitely caught my attention. Sadly, we don't have the Sneaker Bunku set in English, so we are missing a lot of extra options. But the additions of the power-up set are definitely a huge boost that allows for a coherent and a bit sacky strategy. Some of the names of the cards in the simulator are a bit different from the new translations, but I'll stick with them for consistency's sake. First, let's talk about our combos. For the level 1, we have Super Serious Haruhi, who combos with the Stock Soul Climax. On play gains 1,500 power, and the combo is when she reverses an opponent, you can send to waiting room a level 0 in the opponent's center stage, and then salvage a SOS Brigade or Brigade Leader character. The traits are important since not all cards have them, but most of the deck has at least one of them. Since it's on a Stock Soul, she is sadly stuck in 6,000 power on her own, so you can struggle to find reverses, and that is a common trend that you will see in this deck. That's why there are a lot of power pumping effects, and it's worth the trouble because thanks to her you can achieve some very compressed deck states. Being on a Stock Soul does have the advantage that you don't really worry about stock though, and the effect to kill level 0s has some neat applications aside from opening up lanes, as we will see in the game demonstration. For the level 3 combo, we first have the original finisher in Travel Girl Haruhi. Heals on play and burst 1 on attack if you have the Door Climax. As simple as it gets. And if that was the end of it, then it would be pretty underwhelming. However, the power-up set gave us a very peculiar card. This is 10th Anniversary Haruhi. On play salvages a character and combos with the same Door Climax as Travel Girl Haruhi. When the climax is played, she gains the effect to on attack send one of your characters to waiting room and reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a level 1 or higher character with the Brigade traits, you can play it on the stage and it gains 1000 power. I sure love a free extra attack on an effect that whips with half of my deck. You can definitely maximize your chances a bit more than with this build, but either way, it's a gamble and the reason why I said this deck can be very sacky, and still gains with some insane finisher turns if everything goes your way, so definitely don't look down on this card. For a quick rundown of the rest of the cards, we have 2 Brigade Mascot Mikuru. Doesn't have the Brigade traits funnily enough, but she's just a power booster, especially for the Time Machine cards that return from memory. For Taking a Break Mikuru, the main card for level 0 has the Time Machine effect when reversing an opponent to keep board presence, and a repeatable middle 2 that you always wanna do to help with deck speed. 2 Haruhi Bombs, aside from dealing with any level 0, she's another way of boosting power. 3 Haruhi Brainstormer, also gives a little bit of extra power, and the Salvage Brainstorm is always good. It's your main source of deck speed. 4 Nagato Riki, searches for the level 1 combo and also boosts power on attack. 2 Flower Viewing Mikuru, if it wasn't obvious enough that we want as much power as possible for our level 1 combo. 1 Prim and Proper Mikuru, aside from the global boost, she's a funny card that can snipe the opponent's back row if they are too reliant on brainstorms, which is pretty common nowadays. 3 Haruhi Time Machines, consider as your plan B to keep advantage if you don't get your level 1 combo, and with all the power boosting you are likely to find some reverses. 4 Super Serious Haruhi, 1 2000 power backup, mainly to protect the early play and any other level 3s. 2 of the level 3 assists, we rely a lot on the early play during level 2, so it boosts it by a lot and helps with hand filtering. 2 of the Forbidden event, nowadays it's an okay plusing event, and it's the only card that can salvage characters without a trade restriction. 2 Cat Ears Mikuru is an extremely powerful card that can mess the opponent's combo and allow you to survive situations that you really shouldn't have, but doesn't have any of the Brigade traits, so can be cut out if you prefer the consistency. 2 of the Mikuru Healing Early Play, she's our main level 2 beater and a way to stall a bit more. 4 10th Anniversary Haruhi, 4 Travel Girl Haruhi, 4 of the Stock Soul Climax, and 4 of the Door Climax. And now let's go to the game. Going second against post-movie set Yotsuba. This deck likes going second because of the Mikuru Time Machines, and alongside the Haruhi Bombs, this can is pretty decent. Sadly, Yotsuba level 0s want to be reversed, so we'll be playing into them. Seeing a Nagato Riki is pretty good. And now we can start milling with Mikuru and attack, triggering a door and securing another Riki for the combo. And see you again soon, Mikuru. They will get to salvage with their effect, but we are looking good. But oh boy, they have the on-reverse Searcher and Power Pumper. Micro will come back, and while we could stay in level 0 and build some more resources, we drew the Stop Soul Climax, so let me cook. Using 2 Rikis to search for 2 copies of the combo, and aside from having easy reverses in the level 0s, Haruhi has a curious line of tags that sends a level 0 to waiting room. Because of that, we can basically negate their own reverse effects, while we salvage some extra level 1s for follow-up. Picking the Micro level 1 booster with the door because it's funny, and they got a copy of the level 1 combo into the waiting room with that last cancel, so they will bring it out with the level 1 they salvaged previously. Going for their combo, but it's not as good since they couldn't build memory. They also mess up their attack orders, giving me the chance to back up one of my Haruhis, but I want to hold on to it to protect the early play. So they will beat our board, and they pick up their Brainstormer, so now the back row Micro will have some work to do. But yeah, the cards they find in the combo aren't great, so I'm glad I went for that play last turn. We do get to level 2 though, and draw the Stop Soul Climax again. Wasn't counting on that, so now I regret not protecting the Haruhi. Gonna Brainstorm and salvage the early play. Honestly, this should have been another copy of the combo, but I really want to have a heal secured, and we go for it alongside the Haruhi Time Machine to keep our advantage. Following another of the combo because I learned my lesson this time, and see you in a little bit, Haruhi. In the end, didn't go for the Micro back row because I know that with my early play I would prioritize finding the level 3 assist and would end up having to play over it, so no sniping back row this game. Yugioh needs at least 3 cards in memory to do all their plays, and the level assist does send one directly, so we will have to deal with their big early play with memory kick eventually. Climax at the bottom, business as usual, and drew the Stop Soul again, huh? Going for the early play and brainstorming to find the assist and start preparing for level 3. The assist will allow us to salvage another copy of the combo, and hey, doing your climax combo 3 turns in a row is pretty good. They will pick up another level 3 combo, hoping to draw into the correct climax next turn. And they also had a climax at the bottom. However, they level up and they can do their full combo that burns 2 twice, so we could be in danger of dying. I do think it was a bit too early to do it, but the compression of the level 1 combo comes through in the end. We end up taking a little bit of damage that we can heal off anyway. We do manage to draw into the door climax, and now let's do some gambling for one of the craziest turns I've seen. First with the healer and then 2 of the 10th anniversary Haruhi. Salvaging a level 1 just in case we need some follow-up. Always going with the burn 1 first, and thankfully that it's a climax. But the attack gets cancelled anyway. And now with the other combo we managed to hit another of the burn 1 that is literally the best possible target. So we go for the burn 1 again and sadly trigger a 2 soul, so this will get cancelled. Okay, but what are the chances of doing another copy of the burn 1? This turn is absolutely insane, 5 attacks and triple burn 1. But with all the pain of my heart, it was 1 damage off. Oh no. The resources are pretty low after their last turn, but we are definitely still in danger of possibly dying here. Using the early play to send Haruhi to memory, and they do need some triggers to kill here, but thankfully they don't get them, and we survive. We drew into the early play, so just gonna play to heal 1 just in case. Putting the back row in the front to not overswing, and they cancel the first attack, but the second goes through, ending the game. Well yeah, it's not like Haruhi is gonna suddenly break into the English meta with the new cards, but I'm very surprised with this deck and how competent it can be. The level 1 combo can set up some great refreshes with the caveat that the deck speed is very inconsistent, and if the opponent rushes you then it can be an uphill battle. And having that added benefit of killing a level 0 does open up a lot of neat plays, like setting up direct attacks or counter certain effects. Unless you are playing against a deck that focuses on building strong boards like Standby, then it shouldn't be impossible to find reverses for your combo and time machines. Speaking of, Time Machine is a pretty underrated effect that aside from keeping advantage can play around a lot of stuff, and they are complemented by all the power boosters in the deck. On the other hand, as you already saw, the level 3 combo can be very insane, but it can help you as much as it can hurt you. If you don't mind gambling and embrace the stacking, then it can take you pretty far with some explosive turns. The power-up set had some fantastic additions like the Mikuru early play, giving a heal and a reliable beater for level 2 and onwards, the new Brainstormer and the Riki that are huge consistency boosters, and the Mikuru Time Machine, which is another way to keep advantage in level 0. We also didn't get to see them, but the event and Cat Ears Mikuru from the original set are very powerful cards in their own right, but they do hurt the consistency of the level 3 combo, so that's a very valid argument for not playing them. Overall, I think this deck is a lot of fun, and all the new cards make it feel like a more coherent and reliable strategy that can definitely win, even against more modern decks, although maybe with a little bit of luck involved. But hey, who doesn't like a good gamble? And that's all, thanks for watching. This video is more of a test for this format of content. Thanks to the automated simulator, I can have quick and clear gameplay, which is something that would usually extend the video to over 20 minutes. And this is a way to cover decks that I think are interesting while not diving into a full-on deck guide. And I believe smaller and more concise videos can be less intimidating and potentially attract more people into trying out a deck. Plus, it's way less demanding on production while I work on longer projects. And yeah, this has a lot of inspiration from MBT Yugioh's 10-minute testing, which I think is a great format that I always wanted to adapt to Weiss, so I would appreciate a lot any kind of feedback. See ya!